Hello, anyone not still living in the 1970s. We interrupt your day to bring you this announcement. Husker Ninja is in the building. Alright, guys, we are here today with episode number 12 of the South Alabama Jaguars Online Dynasty, right here on NCAA 14. Today, we close out the regular season on the road against Georgia State, and that is in lead up to the conference title game next week, which will be a rematch against Texas State, as South Alabama will look to avenge its only loss of the season. But first, they gotta take on Georgia State. As you can see, the getting defensive yardage for both teams so far, how both defenses have fared. And South Alabama has played okay defense at times. At times they've just not been very good at all, though. And we'll just have to see which defense shows up, whether it's the okay defense or the awful defense here today. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the Georgia Dome. And we got the final week of the regular season here today as South Alabama takes on Georgia State. The Jaguars are wearing alternate all-blue uniforms here today. It's senior day for the Panthers, and they're looking to pull off a top 10 upset here and send their seniors out with a win, as they are 4-7 on the year. 3rd and 3 on the first drive for South Alabama. They'll throw underneath, caught by Rinkemeyer, short of the first down, but there is a flag down, and it will be a face mask, and so that will give South Alabama the first down. So not a smart call there to get the penalty, but later in the drive, 3rd and inches looking to make him pay for giving them the first down when it would have been 4th and about 2 earlier. They'll give to Francis, and the fullback, Messiah Francis, is going to get 1 yard and the first down, but that's still enough to move the chains. Alright, 4:15 to go here, first quarter. Man in motion on first down for South Alabama. They'll give to Johnson. Johnson's got a big hole, and he's going to get a first down on a gain of 11. So he tried to bounce back inside because he wasn't anticipating the receiver would actually throw a block. And they got brought down, but still a first down for South Alabama. Late in their drive, now it's 3rd and 1. Ball is at the Georgia State 20. They give to Johnson up the middle. Johnson's going to get a gain of 4 and a first down. But Johnson is hurt on the play. And this could be problematic as he's been a very big part of this offense. Provided most of the ground yardage on the season so far. But 2nd and 4. Going on the slant. Caught by Rinkemeyer for a gain of 7. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2. And we'll have to see how South Alabama is able to make up for the lost rushing yardage from Johnson while he's out with his injury. We'll get you an update on the length of his injury here in a little bit. As Francis is into the end zone from 1 yard out. Touchdown South Alabama. The Jaguars are on the board first. They just go fullback dive right up the middle and Francis is in. You can see it's only a mild concussion here for Johnson. He won't return to the game, but he should be back next week for the conference championship game. And on first down, Manning throws underneath to Smith. Smith's got a gain of 14. Glenn Smith going to get the Georgia State first down. And with a minute to go here in the first quarter, we'll see and then continue to string some nice yards together. But Manning is going to be dropped and sacked for a loss of 3. It's Tyree Turner, the sophomore defensive tackle, making the play. And it'll set up 2nd down and 13 here. As you see, he wanted to scramble and just ran right into the rush. Now it is 3rd down and 6 here. First quarter winding down. They'll go to the screen. Smith is blown up by Mills. And it looked like Mills was going to be blocked, but he got off of that block and made the tackle. Made sure he was well short of the first down. You can see 2 blocks right there, just bounced off it and came up to make the nice open field tackle. So a great play by Mills there to end the first quarter. South Alabama's got a 7-0 lead through 1 here at the Georgia Dome. And they got the ball when we come back. But it's really been a pretty successful day so far. A nice defensive stop. It's a 3rd and 1 here early second quarter. South Alabama's up 7-0. This is only their 2nd drive of the game. Orth will keep it himself. Orth got a big hole inside the 30, inside the 15, and he will score. One play and Orth takes off on a design QB run. He had a gaping chasm for a lane to run through. And that's going to be a long touchdown run for the quarterback, Evan Orth. And just like that, South Alabama's extended its lead. We were asking about how they would make up for the lost rushing production with Johnson's injury. Perhaps Orth has something to say about that, and perhaps he's ready to step up into a big role here. The ensuing drive, Manning trying to take off, feeling the pressure, flung down. It's on the line of scrimmage, so it's not really a sack, but Tyree Turner's still there to finish off the tackle and keep him from getting away. Because it looked like Alford was going to whiff on the tackle, and in a sense he did. But Turner's there to finish it off. Now it's 3rd and 10. Manning feeling the pressure, hit and drop, down he goes. Loss of 7. Jimmy Gibson the third getting in on the fun here. As this defensive line has really played well here in this game to this point. There's 5:44 to go here in the first half. But the defensive line has done a very good job getting pressure. The ensuing South Alabama drive, they're already in Georgia State territory. It's 3rd and 4. Ball inside the 35. They'll throw to Rinkemeyer over the middle, and there's Andrew Rinkemeyer for a gain of 12. 3 catches, 19 yards for the junior tight end. Now it is 2nd and 7 from the 13 of Georgia State. In the red zone again to South Alabama. Orth going to keep it himself. Orth another big hole, and that's another rushing touchdown for Evan Orth. The quarterback getting it done on the ground so far in this second quarter. His second rushing touchdown of the quarter, and all of a sudden it's 21-0 South Alabama pending the extra point on 2 QB runs with just gaping holes for him to run through. Now back to pass, trying to get back into it, intercepted by Mills. And that is not what you wanted to do if you're Manning. He's going to throw it to Mills, and Darian Mills going to return it, set up South Alabama in extremely good field position. He got that one really deep into Georgia State territory, down to about the 20, so already almost in the red zone. 3rd down and inches, now they are in the red zone. Ball's out about the Panther 12. 30 seconds to go here, first half. Orth will keep it himself. QB sneak going to get 2 and a first down. Evan Orth 74 yards on the ground. And he'll go the slant right there. Sam Harris into the end zone. And it's been all South Alabama in this second quarter. Harris was wide open and he waltzed into the end zone untouched. 20 seconds left in the first half. South Alabama's got a 28-0 lead. Orth has been getting it done both on the ground and in the air today. 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing score in that quarter for the junior quarterback. And right there, John Robinson going to make a nice play in the backfield. It's a loss of 3. Glenn Smith never had a chance. And that will take us to halftime. South Alabama explodes for 21 points in the second quarter. And they got a 28-0 lead over Georgia State at the break. Manning back to pass on the first play from scrimmage for the second half. Smith going to be blown up on the screen. It's a loss of 1. Couldn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. The blitz was coming. It wasn't a bad play call. Just Georgia State, or South Alabama had it well defended rather. Georgia State, not a terrible play call there. Just really good defensive effort by the Jaguars on that play. But not there so much. 2nd and 11, Penny Hart wide open, gain to 21, first down Georgia State. And that's really how this defense can be best described, I suppose, is inconsistent. As South Alabama, this defensive unit, they can look great from series to series or even play to play. And then just all of a sudden terrible the next play or the next series or the next quarter. They have yet to really just be consistently good. But on 2nd down, Manning getting blown up, never had a chance. Darrell Songy, the senior middle linebacker, came free on the blitz, dragged the quarterback down. It's a loss of 8. And that will set up 3rd and a mile here for Georgia State. Not even a minute gone here into this third quarter. 28-0. Georgia State looking to do something to try and get back into it. 3rd and 18. Manning feeling the pressure. Throws off his back foot, incomplete. Jalen Thompson, the closest person in the area, and he was a defender. So that's a punt right there for Georgia State. Orth will give it to Minner. Manor trying to bounce off a tackle, lost the football. Payne gonna pick it up, and Payne is gonna run this one all the way back. It's a scoop and score for the Georgia State Panthers. So with the offense really floundering, the defense gonna take matters into their own hands. Minner, the backup tailback, playing a lot more than usual because of the injury to Xavier Johnson. Coughs that ball on the turf. He coughs it up. It's returned for a touchdown. And now it's only a 3-score South Alabama lead, and the defense wasn't even on the field for it. Now Foster, the third-string tailback, is in. Denzel Foster again in 9, as apparently Minner was shaken up on his fumble. And it'll be first down. Now we got the third-string tailback into the game here. Ball is at their own 45. Orth back to pass. Throws, got a man, it's Harris. Harris got a first down into Georgia State territory on a gain of 12. 2 catches, 21 yards, and a score for Harris. It is 2nd and 8 now from the 41 of Georgia State. South Alabama on the move, looking to go back up by 4 scores here. Foster going to go up the middle. Gain of 11 for Denzel Foster. And the third-string tailback getting some plays because of injury and some snaps. He's got 2 carries for 20 yards. So not a bad outing for the third-string tailback, as he's going to look to probably finish the rest of this game. Orth going to keep it himself, and Orth is into the end zone again. His 3rd rushing score of the day, and this quarterback has been tearing up Georgia State on the ground. He had 2 rushing scores in the second quarter, 1 here in the third. It's now 35-7 South Alabama. You take a look at the offense at a glance. 248 yards of offense for the Jaguars, 27 for Georgia State. Panthers facing a 3rd and 5 here, down by 28. Desperately trying to do something on offense to give them some sort of hope or just some sort of life here. And Warts will make the catch for a gain of 8. First down, Georgia State. That's a start. Manning is 7 of 12 for 51 yards and a pick. On 3rd and 3, they'll hand off to Smith. Nothing doing for Glenn Smith. Songy there to make the play almost immediately, and that's a Georgia State punt. 3rd down and 4 now for South Alabama on their ensuing drive. They'll give to Foster up the middle. Denzel Foster having some nice running room. Gain of 8 right there. First down, move those chains for South Alabama. 4 carries, 34 yards for the third-string tailback, getting extended snaps due to injury, and he's making the most of it in this game. But that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. It's been all South Alabama here today. Just a potent rushing attack despite Johnson going down early in the first quarter due to injury. They lead 37-0 here as we begin the fourth. It is a 3rd down and 1. Already a minute and a half into the final quarter. Foster up the middle, gain of 12, back into enemy territory. 6 carries, 54 yards for Foster. Now it's 3rd down and 4 from about the Georgia State 33. Orth back to pass, throws, got a man. It's Harris on the slant route. Sam Harris, a gain of 7 over the middle. He's got 3 catches, 28 yards, and a score. 2nd down and 2 now. They got it in the red zone. Ball is at the 17 of the Panthers. 3:45 to go here, 4th quarter. Orth will keep it himself. Orth got a lot of daylight. Tries to put on a spin move. Doesn't work. It's still again a 10 for Evan Orth. 10 carries, 115 yards, and 3 scores. All on the ground here for Orth today. The quarterback has really stepped up on the running game in the absence of Xavier Johnson. Now he'll go to the end zone, and that's caught by Rinkemeyer. Andrew Rinkemeyer gonna make the catch on the play action. That's Orr's 2nd passing score, 5th total score of the day, and it's 42-7. South Alabama, 2.5 to go here in the game. 3rd and 10. Manning feeling the pressure, dropped again. It's another sack by Tyree Turner, his 2nd of the day. He got 3 tackles on the day. 2 of them have been sacks. It'll be 4th and 18, and I would expect Georgia State to punt and South Alabama to run out the rest of this clock. But Turner's really stepped up his game as of late. And now to end the game, just because they're in the red zone, they're going to kick a field goal as time expires. And Patterson's kick is right through the uprights. So that'll do it for this game. South Alabama wins 45-7 over Georgia State. They finished the regular season 10-1. You see that? 340 yards of offense, 276 yards on the ground. And a lot of that came on the feet of Evan Orth. They only threw the ball 10 times. They went 8 of 2 for 2 touchdowns, 64 yards, but they didn't need to throw it when they could run it. They did have a turnover. That was the scoop and score. That was Georgia State's only points. But now South Alabama, as Orth had a 199.7 QB rating, only threw it 10 times, completed 8 of his 10 attempts, 64 yards, 2 scores, had as many touchdowns as incompletions. And then you factor in his good day rushing. And yeah, Orth definitely delivered here today. He has played phenomenally well over this latter half of the season. Foster, the third-string tailback, got 11 carries, 78 yards. He got extended snaps due to injury. And Orth had 11 carries, 123 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So Evan Orth really got it done on the feet as well as in the air, actually. I mean, 8 of 10, 2 touchdowns, not too bad, but most of his damage definitely came on the ground. 123 yards, 3 scores again, like I said. And now South Alabama, only 2 receivers making catches. Rinkemeyer had 5, Harris had 3. They both had a touchdown. But now the South Alabama defense, they played phenomenally. They held Georgia State to about 60 yards of offense. And that's the exact kind of momentum you need for Conference Championship Week as you're getting set for a rematch with Texas State. Definitely the worst defensive outing of the year the last time they faced the Bobcats. But that'll do it for me here today. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.